This is Crater Lake, and it is one of the most mysterious places on Earth. It is a beautiful lake inside a giant volcano, but it has a dark side. For centuries, people have said this place is a portal to another world, and in modern times, it has become a place of insane disappearances, unsolved crimes, and mysteries that will break your brain. Today, we are diving into the single most chilling story to ever come out of Crater Lake. It's a mystery that has exploded on the internet, and it is so terrifying it has become a legend. It is the story of the Crater Lake 3. Three students vanished here in 1992, and the police just gave up. They found their campsite. They found their footprints, and then the footprints just stopped. But what if I told you the real mystery wasn't what happened to them? What if the evidence proved their disappearance was literally impossible? The question isn't where they went, it's how they vanished. And the answer uncovers something so much crazier than any ghost story. Section 1. The Legend of the Crater Lake 3. The legend goes like this: in 1992, three genius college students from Oregon State, Grace, and Hunter went on a weekend trip to Crater Lake. These weren't amateurs. They were expert survivalists. Trevor was a geologist, Grace was a plant expert, and Hunter was an amazing photographer. And they were completely prepared. They planned this trip for weeks. They had the best gear, food for 7 days, and they even checked in with a park ranger and filed a permit. They told everyone they would be back on Sunday. They never came back at first. No one panicked. Maybe they stayed an extra day. But by Tuesday, it was a full-blown emergency. Park rangers started a massive search. And what they found wasn't a tragedy. It was an impossible riddle. Their car was at the start of the trail, completely locked and normal. A few miles later, they found their campsite, and it was perfect. I mean, too perfect. The tent was set up, sleeping bags were rolled up inside, and the dishes were washed and stacked. It looked like they just cleaned everything up and decided to go for a short walk. The search party grew to over 100 people, and they found their footprints. 3 sets of tracks, all walking side by side away from the camp. You could see them perfectly in the dirt, and then they were gone. All 3 sets of footprints reached the edge of some rocky ground and just stopped. They didn't turn around, they didn't scatter. It was like 3 people, walking together, simultaneously blinked out of existence. Helicopters with thermal cameras found nothing. They brought in tracking dogs, and the dogs went crazy at the spot where the footprints ended. The scent just completely vanished. They searched for weeks and found absolutely nothing. No gear, no clothes, not one clue. They had vanished from the face of the earth. Section 2. The Cold Case and the Impossible Revelations. The mystery of the Crater Lake 3 became a ghost story. For years, the case was totally cold. Nobody had any answers. The families were left with nothing. But then, 26 years later, in 2018, police reopened the case with brand new technology. They reanalyzed every single piece of evidence to finally solve this thing. And what they found made the mystery a million times crazier. The new investigation confirmed the campsite wasn't just clean. It was sterile. With modern tech, you should find thousands of hairs, fibers, or skin cells. They found 0. No sign of a struggle. No sign of an animal. No sign of another person. Nothing. The footprints became an even bigger problem. Geologists looked at the scene and concluded it was physically impossible for 3 sets of tracks to just stop like that. The ground was solid. There was no landslide. It defied physics. But the most insane revelation was the complete lack of evidence. In 26 years, not a single piece of their colorful 90s gear has ever been found. Not one boot, not one backpack, not even a zipper. In a park that millions of people visit, The odds of that are zero. The new investigation didn't solve the mystery. They just proved that the disappearance of the Crater Lake 3 was completely and totally impossible. It has the perfect mystery, a story so insane and baffling that it feels like it was designed to be unsolvable, and that is because it was. Section 3 of the unraveling of a myth. Okay. That story was insane. An impossible mystery that no one can solve. But WHAT if I told you, the entire thing was fake. That's right. Trevor Lopez, Grace Murphy, and Hunter Jackson, they're not real. I'm not even joking. They never existed. They were never students. They never camped at Crater Lake. The massive search with 100 people never happened. The 2018 cold case review. It never happened. The entire story you just heard is a famous internet story called a creepypasta. Someone literally just made it all up online because it sounded like a terrifying and cool mystery. So, the biggest clue on the 1992 Crater Lake mystery is that there is no mystery to close. But that doesn't mean we wait up. Because the fake story is actually hiding real mysteries that are even crazier and more tragic. Let us get into the real cases. Section 4. The real horrors of Crater Lake. Let's talk about 8-year-old Samuel Book. In 2006, he was visiting the park with his dad. Samuel, who was autistic, was playing a game when he suddenly ran into the woods. His dad called for him, but Samuel kept running and then he was gone. They launched a massive search. Over 200 people, K9 units, helicopters with heat sensing cameras, everything. For a week they searched everywhere, and they found nothing. A huge snowstorm came and buried any possible clues. To this day, not a single trace of Samuel Book has ever been found. No clothes, no bones, nothing. He vanished just as completely as the fake students. But his story is heartbreakingly real. But it gets even weirder. Meet Charles M.C. Collar. In 757, this 19-year-old photographer came to Crater Lake to take pictures in the snow and disappeared. The park was buried in over 100 inches of fresh snow. A year and a half later, two hikers found his backpack in a canyon 12 miles from where his car was parked. And the scene was unbelievable. His remains were scattered. And this is the craziest part. They found his jeans just sitting on a log, with only the bones of his feet left inside his socks. His expensive camera and all his money were gone. Officially, he died from the cold. But how did he travel 12 miles through impossible snow with no special gear? And why were his remains found like that? The case remains one of the park's most disturbing and baffling mysteries. And it doesn't stop there. In 1952, two executives were found murdered, shot execution style right here in the park. The case is still one of Oregon's biggest unsolved homicides. On top of that, military planes have literally disappeared from the sky over the lake. This place is a real-life mystery magnet. These are the real stories. Samuel Book and Charles M.C. Collar's disappearances aren't neat internet fables. They're messy, tragic, and they actually happened. They prove that the wild doesn't need fake stories to be terrifying. It can just erase you. The story of the Crater Lake 3 is crazy. But it is amazing how a fake story can become so popular it hides the real tragedies. What do you think happened in the very real, unsolved cases of Samuel Book and Charles M.C. Collar? I want to see every single theory in the comments right now. And if you want to explore more insane mysteries where we separate fact from fiction, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next investigation. The terrifying revelation of the 1952 Crater Lake mystery isn't that footprints can lead to nowhere. It's that a story can come from nowhere and feel completely real. The fake mystery is wild, but we need to remember the real people who were lost. The clue we should be looking for isn't for the fake Crater Lake 3, but for the families of Samuel Book, Charles M.C. Collar, and everyone else who is still waiting for answers from this deep, silent lake. Their stories are the ones that deserve to be told. And hopefully, one day, solved.